Do you believe in the concept of flipping a switch? Because clearly you guys have flipped a switch. What has gone right that wasn't going right for a time there?
Yeah, I think we've just really built confidence and we've gotten a lot more comfortable with the ice. We've been very precise the last number of games, and I think that's a reason why we're forcing teams into making tough shots, and we're making all ours, and we're getting a few breaks now here and there. So it's good. We're playing well. We've got some momentum going right now, but still a long way to go.
Did it strike you, too, that sometimes having everything kind of clear in front of you, that clarity sort of helps focus, right? You knew what you had to do once you got into this championship pool.
Yeah, well, you know what? We do, I think we do, if not all the right things, almost all the right things. We prepare well. We've got a great process, and we've developed some great habits. We communicate with one another quite well. And I just think because we have such good habits and everything in place, it makes it pretty easy to come here and continue to trust those, whether things are going good or bad. And we haven't wavered from our process because it's worked well all year. So we're just sticking with that, and so far, it's proven to help us bounce back.
In terms of a sustained level of play, the last couple days is probably as high as you guys have been this season. Am I right?
Yeah, this is right up there with some of the best play that we've had all year, and I think that one of the reasons is because the ice is so good. In all honesty, I think we've got a really good handle on the ice and on the rocks. And when you're confident like that in the ice and rocks, and putting the broom down, the guys are sweeping and communicating so well. It almost makes making shots easy.
All right, 1-2 game is assured. How big a load is that off your shoulders?
A lot. We're playing against all the absolute best teams in the world here this week. We've had our share of the breaks, but we've also played really well, and that's something we can all be pretty proud of. Now, I guess mission 1 accomplished, and hopefully we can keep going, play another good one tonight, and get feeling really good going into that 1-2 game.
Well, and that's a thing too. I mean, you got to keep that level of play up, and there's you got to remind yourself there's still plenty of work to do.
For sure, yeah. I mean, every game we play from here till whenever we leave Kingston is going to be against one of the absolute best teams. So if we're not playing our top A game, we're probably going to come out on the worst side of that. So we got to make sure we're playing well.
I've asked you this at the last couple of Briers, and I'll ask you again. I mean, is this team ready to win the Tim Hortons Brier in all facets of the game?
I think so. I think the goal for us is not to put too much pressure on us at all. I still think we're the huge underdogs to a lot of these guys, and I'm happy to keep that for as long as they'll give it to me. So hopefully we play well, and if we do that, I think we should be in the hunt.
You really seem to pride yourself on keeping an even keel all week and not reading too much into your record or any of the wins, but this one really does mean something because it gets you that extra life, right?
For sure, but this win was no more important than the other 8 we had up to today. So I think for us the focus is really just to stay calm, and there will be good ends, there will be good shots, but there will also be bad games, bad ends, and bad shots. So far this week we've done a good job of rebounding when we needed to, and I think that's why our record is where it is.
Regardless of whether you've clinched anything, and I don't think you have, but the fact is you guys went out and performed today in a really, really big game.
Oh, wow, did we ever. Mike's team was making runbacks and doubles over and over and over again against us, and really had to be patient through the first 6 ends, and we were able to weasel a 2 and 7, and that really kind of flipped the game where it felt like they were chasing after that point.
And the fact is, you have raised your game through the course of the week, and that was an example of it there. And like you said, the patience, but the level of play, is it where it needs to be going into a closing weekend?
Boy, if we play like that, we're going to be tough to beat. So yeah, if we can continue with that play, obviously we didn't have it last night, but if we can replicate that a few more times between now and Sunday, I'd like our chances. It's mentally grueling, and it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? When you go into a game, it's kind of scary knowing that you have to do that, and say, it could be just a half shot. I don't think I missed in that game, and I think Mike might have had one half shot. I don't know what the stats are. You guys would know better, but if Mike wasn't 95 and if I wasn't 100, I'd be shocked. it's scary good how good the ice is, how good the players are right now. It's very conducive to making a lot of good shots.
What did you see on that shot? Because that looked pretty cool to watch under the circumstances.
Yeah, it maybe looked like the angle was queued up pretty good, but it was so thin. It was actually a really hard shot. You probably had to hit an inch of it or a bit less, like we did, and we hit the bare minimum. And as he has all week, the kid came through again.
Yeah, what about that? I mean, you must feel when you're holding the broom, and the guys up front must feel like if you give him something, he's going to make it.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling. Like even when games, like I've said earlier, games we've been down early this week, it's like we know if we can just start making some shots in front of him and give him a chance, like he can make anything out there, and it can be for big points, and or it can be a game winner like that. So it's a great feeling, and it definitely puts a lot of confidence in our team, knowing even if we're not playing great, all we got to do is get to the end and give ourselves a chance, and more times than not, he's going to come through.
And just kind of get out of his way, too, when he's feeling like this.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell myself to shut up and hold the broom and call the line right, try not to screw it up too bad, and he makes a ton of them, so it's a good feeling.
You're a Saski boy. We all know 1980. What do you think it would mean to that province to get it done this weekend?
Yeah, we're sick and tired of hearing about 1980. I've said it before. That's why we put this team together. We want to be the team that brings home the Brier and throws one heck of a party in Regina. So that's the ultimate goal. That was a big step to give ourselves a chance to do that, and now we got to go regroup and get back at her tonight and play even better.